Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I was able to sell in December 2017, my last month of selling on eBay from my eBay store. I don't think I ran any auctions. Did I have a good month? It was okay. I think I did a little over 2,000. No, nothing too impressive. I did have a lot of sales. Some of the items I sold I had for a long time, so it was about time they sold. Will I do as well this month? I don't think so. My store was closed part of the month. I might have done a little better, as I might have sold some stuff this month. But when I go on away or on vacation, my general experience with my eBay store is to shut it down. People are they ask too many questions. They're too annoying. Or they just buy something and don't realize on your vacation they don't want to wait that long and you have to cancel the transaction. It's just easier not to make the sales for me. You know, I don't make an insane amount of sales either way, so it's not like I'm losing a ton of money. Anyway, I think I did a little over 2,000. 2149 is what I added up, unless I had to, some sales were canceled. Let me just run through some of the items that I sold this month. My first sale were these Swarovski set of 3 Crystal Pixel Snowflake ornaments in the box. Mint, never used, never opened. I sold these for $30. I did not have these for a long time. This is something that we got. We listed right away. Listed them at the end of November, and they sold in the beginning of December. Nothing special about that sale. $30 for a Christmas-related item right before Christmas. My next sale was this Millionaire Cologne Splash by Menon. $62.99. That was I like sales in that price range. This cologne I had not very long either. I listed it in October and sold a couple of months later. I don't know if I had bought this a long time ago or if it was a new thing that I listed right away. I have been listing a lot of perfumes lately because I just bought a big box of them. And this is just one of the ones that I've listed recently. Continuing on with the perfume sales, my next sale was this Silent Night Countess Maritza Eau de Perfume Splash. 2 fluid ounces, full in the box, $72.99. This perfume, unlike the other perfume, had been listed a year. So it only took a year to sell, which is great. You know. Here's an interesting little pair of earrings that I sold. I had a bunch of this Nintendo 1990s jewelry. And these were the earrings on cards. I have other things, rings, bracelets, stuff like that. I had taken these to several conventions, and they did not sell for me. Finally got fed up and just decided to list them on eBay. My wife wanted to list them cheaper than what I have them listed for now, $20. But I was like, no, the person who wants them will pay the $20. So just list them at that. There are no other ones on eBay. List them and let them sit, you know. And these were actually a relatively quick sale for me. I mean, I have a bunch more, and these are the only ones that sold so far. But I'd listed them at the end of November, and I was actually the beginning of like November 10th, and I had already made a sale. This next necklace that you see, the Swan Sign Swarovski bezel set faceted pastel crystal necklace, sold for $45.99. With the Swarovski jewelry, if it is Swan Sign, and you know it's Swarovski for a fact, you should always say Swan Sign Swarovski. Because if you just do an eBay search for Swarovski, there will be like tens of thousands of items that will show up. But if you decide to write Swan Sign, as I suggested, there will not be that many items. At most, I think less than 1,000 usually. And this is an item that we didn't have listed too long. We listed it in October, and I will say for a fact we had taken this to the flea markets and had them back and forth, whatever. Nobody even noticed it. We tried to sell those at the flea markets, just nobody would go for it. This multi-strand faux coin dangle bib necklace is the kind of item that you would wonder if you would be able to sell it on eBay, because there are so many items on eBay, so much jewelry, and what made this stand out? I imagine it was just the fact that it was a faux coin necklace. Other than that, no designer, no maker, nothing special, but we were able to get $60 for it. And again, this was not listed very long. We listed it in October. We were doing runs of jewelry. Stuff that wasn't selling for us at the flea market. So $60, not bad, right? At the flea market, I believe we were asking between $20 and $30. Now, this next sale is a nice sale, $142.99. I don't make a lot of sales more than $100 on eBay. I'm actually very comfortable selling things in the as low as $20, but more in the $50 range. That's what I like to sell. But this was $142.99. A very nice sale. I did have this listed on eBay for about 3 years. And the buyer who bought it had a very low feedback, but that has happened to me before, where an eBay buyer will sign on, and you might be his first customer ever, and the reason they join is just to buy your item. This perfume that you see, Daryll Spray Cologne, Prestige Fragrances, $82.99, and this was part of a bunch of cologne and perfumes that I just bought. And like I said, I was just listing perfumes. It wasn't listed very long. I listed it at the end of November, and it sold early in December. So, good sale. I personally like selling perfumes. I buy them, usually all summer, and then I just get around to listing them all in clumps, all at the same time. You'll see a lot of my sales are perfume, and it's not that perfumes are especially easy to sell, or you find them all over the place, because you don't and they aren't. But when you list a lot, you wind up selling a lot, and that's what happened for me. I just listed, I don't know, in the last month, I would say I listed maybe 100 bottles, and it helps sell some of the new ones and the old ones, just them being listed and then looking at my listings. This perfume, another perfume, Estee Lauder Azure Cologne Spray Concentrate, 1.7 fluid ounces, $45.99, a respectable sale. And just a perfume. You'll start to recognize a lot of the perfume names that do sell. Estee Lauder is one of them. And like I said, this one I had just listed, and it sold rather quickly for $45. And like I said, I like those $45, $50 sales. Now, getting away from perfumes for a second, here's a video game that I sold. I was able to sell. And this one wasn't listed very long for me, a couple of months. I listed in September to December. Less than 3 months. $28.99 Pokemon Platinum in the box, no manual. The one thing about being able to sell this game is I probably tried to list it on Amazon, and Amazon probably had me gated, and probably didn't allow me to sell it. So I had to list it on eBay. That is one of the reasons I have left Amazon as a seller and pretty much as a buyer also. I mean, if I can't sell somewhere, I'm not going to waste my time spending my money with you. I'll just buy it on eBay. It's not like it's cheaper on Amazon in most cases. We listed this right at the beginning of Christmas, and we sold it right away. I believe this one sold possibly the same day that we listed it, because it's a December 5th listing. I think it was a December 5th sale. All right. $40. We listed this with another ornament, and these are vintage Italian hand-blown ornaments. I don't know, not a lot to say about that. You can see it's figural, and usually these are worth $30, $50, $60, somewhere in that price range. I think we could have asked a little bit more for it, but didn't. Another perfume, Daryll Spray Cologne by Prestige Fragrances. I think I sold another Daryll. It's in this. I think I sold 2 bottles the same month. This bottle seemed to be more full, so I was able to get $82.99 for it. And let's see how long I had this listed. Not that long. December 2017. So, I listed it that month, and it sold in less than a month. So, I'm actually very early into the month. This is December 7th, and another perfume. And this perfume, again, it's part of the run of perfumes I was listing, and that's why I was selling so many perfumes. I was just listing perfumes. They're very easy for me to list. I have a photo set up for them. That's why my photos look so nice. Anyway, I started this one in October, and again, December. Not that long of a time. Hobagant, that's another name that you should recognize as generally being a good perfume maker. $52.99 for that perfume. So here's a non-perfume sale, and We do list. We list a lot of my. The wife lists jewelry, and I list mostly games, CDs, and perfumes. That's why It really bums me having to leave Amazon because of what they did, not being able to list those CDs or games. But I'll just move them to eBay. It'll take me a while. I'll get it done. But here's a jewelry sale. Vintage Goldette. A lot of Goldette isn't signed. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And most times Goldette jewelry can go for pretty good money. Usually not as low as $20. Usually they'll be like $50, $75, $100, possibly up. At the flea markets, we don't get a lot for it. But this one was signed Goldette, and it was a locket. It had a nice bird design on it, which you should be able to see. Only $25 with free shipping, and you would think that's odd, but they didn't really sell too well. We did our research, and we figured, we'll get $25. Check this out. This tie that I sold for a total of almost $12, $11.99, I had listed on eBay, oh my God, April 13th, 2006, which I guess that's like 12 years. That's another one of those sales that you go like, oh my God, 12 years. This is one of the very first, in the first like year or two, items that I listed on eBay when I was willing to list a lot of inexpensive items. And I just let it sit because I can't sell this at flea markets, but you can even see my background. It's different. I was using a piece of marble but 12 years later, here I am, a much older man. No. 12 years later, I finally sell this thing. Like, ay caramba. I can't do that all the time. I can't list stuff and wait 12 years to sell it. If it was in my garage, if I didn't have eBay to list it on and let it sit for 12 years, I would probably just, I don't know, give it to somebody else, let them deal with it. I don't usually bother with selling stuff like cassettes or whatever, but these were sealed. And for the 6 of them, I believe I don't even think I paid $1 each, whatever I paid. I might have paid $3 for the 6. Maybe I did. Maybe I paid $6 for them. But you can see I was able to sell them for $42.99. People like new cassettes. They don't want old cassettes. They want them brand new, unused. There's nothing better than that. And I guess if you break it down, they pay like, let's see, 3 for 20. Maybe about $7 a piece, maybe $7.50. And I shipped them in a flat padded rate envelope, and I guess it cost me less than $8. So there was a lot of profit on that one. An easy sale, just 1 or 2 photos, or 3 or 4, I don't know. I don't remember how many photos I took of it. Well, here's a different item, another item I had listed for quite a while, and I'm about a third into the month. I actually shut my store down. I don't know if I've already mentioned it, because I went away. I took a vacation, and so I didn't even sell for the full month. But here's a vintage Murano clear art glass 8-inch Christmas tree paperweight. This one was not made in China. This was an actual Murano one. Kind of nice. I had this listed less than 2 years. I started in March of 2016. And $83 almost. It was expensive to ship. I think I paid $20. But if you see these, or you see really nice Murano Christmas trees, you can get good money for them, but they don't always sell right away. You have to let them sit. But you don't have, if I had this at the flea market, man, they wouldn't give me like $10, $10, $15 at most. I would probably pay up to $20 for it if I had the money sitting around to wait for a sale like that. This didn't take me very long to sell. I listed in May, and I don't really like listing Fenton all the time because I can kind of sell it at flea markets, but they don't like to give you much for it. And I think I had this one around for a while before I did list it, and I don't think I could get $20. I think it's a smaller piece. Let me see. Oh yeah, it was small. I'm trying to find the height. Doesn't matter. It was not tall. It was a smaller piece. That's why they wouldn't buy it from me. I got $42 on eBay, and it didn't cost me that much to ship. A lot of people collect Fenton. Fenton doesn't make glass anymore. They're out of business. If you know Fenton glass, you'll be able to recognize it. The new stuff usually says Fenton right on the bottom or somewhere right on it. This perfume I had listed for quite a while. I had to go deep to pull this one out. Maybe 2.5, almost 3 years. And $20. This is the kind of stuff that I don't like listing things for less than 20, especially perfumes. They can cost anywhere from like 3 to and up to ship, depending on how large the bottle is, where it's going, and they always have to go ground. But $20, whatever, It only took me 3 years. But you know what? It's more than you get at banks. They don't give you that much interest, 1%. How many years would it take to like double your investment? Probably a lifetime now. I didn't do too bad on this perfume. Crabtree and Evelyn Après Réserve Aftershave for Men Splash. A larger size bottle, 4.4 fluid ounces. Normally you don't see bottles that large. $99.99, which is pretty much $100. Let's see when I listed this. Beginning of the year 2017, it took me less than a year to sell. I used to run a lot of auctions when eBay was kicking, and stuff would sell quick, and that money would keep rolling in. But eBay isn't really like that now. So in most cases, if you want to get the fair price, you should just do the buy it now. These dusting powders I had for years, 2016, so almost April. No, okay, I wouldn't say years, more than a year. Less than 2, more than a year. $40. I shipped them in a flat padded rate envelope. So shipping was probably $8. I don't think I paid that much for them. I think they were part of a large jewelry powder lot that I bought for $100. So they were practically free, and I made a lot. It was mostly all profit, other than shipping and eBay fees on that. $40. I had 2 powders. It bumped the sale. It helped knock down the price of shipping and increase the profit. Here's a bronze I sold. Vintage the Romer Thinker bronze statue sculpture, bookend size. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was signed. No. Wait a minute. Was it signed? No. You know what? I couldn't. I'm not sure if it was signed. But I found another bronze made by another artist. DeSalle. You know what? Maybe it was DeSalle. I would have wrote if it was signed by DeSalle. Anyway, I can't sell stuff like this at the flea markets for more than like $20 to like $35 or $40. Not at the flea markets I go to. I don't really go to antique shows. I go to maybe one legit antique show a year. So they won't buy this stuff from me. They just, I don't get the right clientele. $160. When did I list it? I had it on for less than a year. I listed it in January. End of January 2017. So not bad, right? Bookend size. So I guess it was like 8 inches. Here's the other. I listed these 2 at the same time. $40 each. Another hand-blown toy soldier Christmas ornament. And it sold right before Christmas. They got it in time. $40. I think we paid. I think when we bought the 2, we paid $5 for the 2. So it's actually a good profit. And these things are so stinking fragile that I can't sell them anywhere else without running the risk of breaking them. I can't put them in a box. I got to put them in a box. And even if the bubble wrap's too tight, it'll snap off an arm or something like that. So it's better just to, put them to the side and put them on eBay. It's just too risky to try and sell otherwise at the flea markets I go to. And I'm not a very careful packer. Here's a nice, I'm going to call this a Brutalist necktie choker necklace. And actually we did call it that. And that was in our title. $75.99, $76 for this. I believe we took this to the flea market. And I don't think we were able to get 20 to 25. And, the one thing about all the jewelry that you see, my wife almost always runs auctions on these first. So when she runs the auction, she starts the jewelry off at less than the price that you see here that I'm telling you I sold it for. So this one was listed in November, and it was listed at an auction first and didn't sell. So she might have listed it anywhere from $50 to $62, and we just bumped the price, and we waited a little while with a buy it now, and it sold. Maybe we could have got more money. She usually tries to keep her prices somewhere in the what she feels is the correct price range, you know. And oh, here's another piece of jewelry. Looks like we had a run of jewelry. This one we listed again to auction, and it didn't sell. This one was signed Marjorie Bear, and it's a modernist mixed metals pendant. Her stuff, the prices range on her jewelry, and I think it's signed SF. I don't know. Let me see if the. Let me just see if I can. Oh wait, here it is. I got the picture. She signs her stuff BAERSF. $50, right? Not bad. And yeah, we had a run a jewelry sale right before Christmas happened. As you could see with these this pair of cufflinks, you know. $17. This is part of a huge collection of cufflinks I got. I had these for years, tried to sell them at the flea markets, tried to sell them all to one guy who specializes in cufflinks, and it's an insane amount. I was selling them for a few dollars each, and you could see I'm selling them for like $17 a pop. And I think for a few dollars each, he just wouldn't go for it because it came to almost $1,000 that he would have had to give me. I think it was like $900. At the time, I could have used the money, and I would have been willing to sell all of them for what I said I was willing to, $900. But he said no, so you know what? I listed them, and now in the long run, say I make $10 profit on each one. 400, I'll make 4,000 instead of 900, but it'll just take me more time. Estee Lauder Pleasures. This was a teeny little 0.5 fluid ounce bottle, and yep, I had this 1.5 years listed. But it sold $20, costs practically nothing to ship. I don't know what I paid for it. You know, it was a small bottle. I'm sure I didn't pay that much. But perfumes, many items. You list them on eBay, and they take time. And this is just an example of that. That it took at least not 12 years, right? Like that other thing. Another pair of vintage cufflinks. Had them. I actually started them in 2015. So wow. I had these longer than I thought. I guess I've had these like maybe 6 years now. I bought them from a friend who passed away, unfortunately. And but $17 a pop I'm getting for them. You know, every time I sell one, and I still got a lot more to sell. I'm almost to the middle of the month now, and I sold this lot of. I think I listed these in March of 2017, the past year. And these as you can see, they're not worth much. I had to list 2 bottles to get $26, and I waited for a while to sell them. It was the same thing, both aftershaves, you know. But sometimes you have to do that. You have to list things in lots to make them sell, to make them worthwhile selling, because shipping them, you know, it's not really worth it. Right now, here I am. It's the middle of the month, the 15th, right in the middle. And here's a little vintage Italian micro mosaic adjustable ring. And it had a pretty little flower design. $26. Flea markets, maybe $8 tops. And we didn't have this listed long. You know, it was we listed it in November. And so I guess it's sat for around a month. Here's these next 2 items I sold to the same person. And they're basically the same item. The first necklace that I'm showing you sold for $62.99, and it's a really nice multi-strand red coral seed bead necklace. Had a lot of strands to it. Let's see when I listed that. October 2017. Didn't have it listed long. Ran it to auction, and didn't sell. Put it in the store. Eventually sold. Same person. Bought that necklace and this necklace that I'm showing you now. This one had less strands, so we made it less. I was able to ship both items together. I bumped the shipping to priority. Normally I might ship this stuff first class if the weight isn't too much. And this one, I put it in October, so I guess I had listed them at different times. We had these at the flea markets, hanging off the wife's jewelry case. If you looked at some of my videos, I got a feeling you would have seen them hanging. Didn't sell. People wouldn't give us much money. So, you know, put it on eBay, which is what we have to do a lot more lately, and let it wait. Here's a pretty little vintage pink crystal Murano art glass heart bead necklace, $42.99. I don't think I would ever get more than $12 to $15 at a flea market for this. Another item we ran to auction did not sell, so we wound up putting it in the store, let it sit a little while, and it was able to sell. Check this little box of, what is it, eau de toilette, Quadrille Balenciaga. This is, again, part of the large group of perfumes that I just was listing. I'm actually, that's mostly what I will be listing in the next couple of months, just perfumes. I got a lot of them. I'll just go through them. They're very easy. I might list an odd item here to there if it's a really easy, what I believe to be an easily selling and expensive type item. Didn't have it listed long, and it sold fairly quickly, $50. Now, yeah, again, talking about longevity on eBay. In for the long run, sticking it out. 1978 reindeer chimes Hallmark ornament. 10 years I had these listed on eBay. So when I listed them, they were a decade younger. Oh, and actually I got $6 shipping to boot besides the $50. Part of a huge lot of ornaments I bought many years ago, 10 years. And like I like to say sometimes, I lived long enough to sell this item. I can't keep doing that. You know, if I keep waiting 10 years to sell stuff, I'll be either very poor. I'll be very poor and in an old age home, you know. I'll be taking the crap to the post office in a walker or a wheelchair. Hopefully, you know, if I can't do it in a walker, it'll be in a wheelchair. You know how I said I like to sell CDs? Well, normally I was listing CDs on Amazon. They were very easy to list. And every once in a while, where I live, people don't really buy country music that well. I had a whole stack of Garth Brooks stuff just sitting there. So I decided to just take it and put it together, make a lot, and sell it on eBay for $28.99 with free shipping, which means I basically got, I don't know, less than 20 because shipping, flat rate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got about $2 a piece for them when all is said and done in eBay fees. But they weren't selling, so it's better than nothing. And I didn't have them listed too long. That's the good thing about eBay when you compare it to Amazon, the ability to list stuff in lots. On Amazon, if the item isn't worth that much, you know, you're going to have to take what little it's worth if you want to sell it that way. On eBay, throw it in with a bunch of items and sell it that way. Here's a vintage signed Crown Trifari coral-colored bead bug pin. Rhinestone, $30 at the flea markets. Man, if they'd give me $5 to $8, that would be the most I would ever expect. I listed this in December. Halfway through December, it sold right away. You know, I might have actually. You know what? This sold that night that I listed it, which is unusual for me at best. I probably could have squeezed another $5 to $10 out of it. But we didn't care. We didn't pay hardly anything for it. So, you know. As you could see, more and more perfumes. Mostly, that's what I've been listing, so that's what I've been selling. I don't specialize in perfumes. I just have like a shitload of them to list that I could put on. So, here's another perfume. Fabergé Tigress. Tigress is one of the Fabergé perfumes that always sells fairly well. If you see it, pick it up. Doesn't sell for a lot of money, but $35.99 for a less than 2-ounce bottle of it. And it probably cost me like $4 to ship. So if I didn't pay too much for it, there was a lot of profit there. Let's see how long it took me to sell. Not very long, a couple of months. I listed it in October, and we're still in December. Barely through December. I think it was, I sold it on the 16th of December. Oh, here's a lot of games. And this is why eBay is better than Amazon sometimes, because here's a lot of BS, unsellable kid or girly type games. I cannot sell this stuff at the flea markets. Every once in a while, a little girl will come through and they'll buy one of these games, but it's not normal for me to sell these games. So what I did was I made a lot of them. $24.99, cost me like maybe $3 to ship. So we're talking about $22. eBay fees, I guess it would be like, even if it's $5, right? So we're like $5, $8, you know, eBay, PayPal. So that would mean I got $17, which is like almost $3 a game. So yeah, I can't get that much for this. I had to do the work, unfortunately, to make the $3 a game, which, sucks. Back to perfume, and this is a zero feedback buyer. Don't always be afraid of zero feedback buyers. Sometimes they join eBay. I probably already said it once, but sometimes they join eBay just to buy that one item that they can't find anywhere else from you. $40. I bought this. Oh man, where did I buy? I think I bought this at Columbus. I let it sit around because it had kind of a, I wasn't sure about the smell. I just didn't get around to it. I finally listed it in November. I know I bought it during the summer when I was going to Columbus. I might have paid $20 for it, and I don't think my profit was very big on it, but $40 is $40. Probably I made, like, when all was said and done, maybe $10 tops on it. Maybe not even that much, I think I thought it was worth more like 50 or 60. So check these little Fontanini Depose Cherub Angel ornaments, $25, and I was able to ship them first class, very inexpensively. Oh, you know what? I decided, because it was so close to Christmas, I decided to do the nice thing, and I shipped them priority. So I probably paid like $8 to ship these suckers. But we had bought them at a yard sale. I don't know. I'm going to say at most I paid $5 for the two. So maybe I made like $10 on them. Not a lot. It wasn't a lot of work, so, Still, they sold right away. I listed them that month, and somebody did buy them. Here's I don't know if you know this kind of stuff. You know this stuff. Again, it's the name. It's a Chanel nail polish, $25. Very small. Shipped it for like $3. I think we bought it for $1 at a yard sale. Listed it in December and sold it in December, same month. I guess we sold it days later. Let me just see. Yeah, I listed it. Oh, God, I sold it on the 19th. So I think we sold it 3 or 4 days later. Here's another bronze. This is a bronze. Oh, my God. Now, I listed this about 6 months ago in July. But I had this at flea markets and antique shows for about maybe 3 years altogether. It was signed Cythera. I don't really know who they are, but it had a nice marble base. It was really kind of nice. And I believe I was trying to get like $30 for it, something like that. $72, and it took 6 months to sell on eBay. And if you add in the time it took not to sell, I've had that for like, years. That's why I wish I was more than one person sometimes, get more stuff on eBay, get more things listed. Here's a Diane von Furstenberg. Her stuff doesn't usually sell for a lot of money, but I think this is also part of the lot where I bought a whole bunch of perfumes for $1 a piece. $28.99, a respectable amount to sell a perfume for on eBay. I'm happy selling them $20 and up because most times shipping would be anywhere from $3 to $8 would be normal. You have to ship them ground, and I hate when they go to California because I'm not on that side of the country. So if it goes to California, a lot of times I'm spending $12, which takes a big bite out of the profit. But let's see when I listed it. Yeah, so I put it on in December, and I sold it like a few weeks later in December, right before vacation. Let's see how many more items. I'm getting there. I think I'm almost done. Ooh, look at this. Here's another video game. Like I said, I mostly put my video games on Amazon, but years before I joined Amazon, this was September 2008. Oh my God. Yeah, 2008. 10 years. 10 years. 10 years ago, I listed this game. And it's sold for, like $10. Free shipping, $6.99, $3 shipping. So it would have been $10 if I had done free shipping, $9.99. Whatever. If I had sold this at a flea market, I probably wouldn't have sold it. I probably would have been a throw-in. And if I sold it at a flea market, I would have got like anywhere from $2 to $4. I'm going to try not to do these 10-year sales. I'm going to try and be... I think in the future, I would lot items like this. I would get a Mario, and then I'd add like 3 or 4 more games just so someone would be like, well, I'm mostly paying for the Mario, and I'm getting these games for kind of free. Here's a nice pair of Les Bernard black glass and rhinestone dangle earrings. Les Bernard signs his stuff. This one was signed Les Bernard Ink, INC, not INK. $24.99. Flea market, man, I'd get like $3 to $5 tops. So, you know, I think we probably just put every once in a while we'll just put something on straight up buy it now, and this was a buy it now. And oh, this is $12.22. This might have been my last sale. Yeah, that was it. That's my last sale of the month. I cut the month short. You know, I closed down my store on the 22nd, I guess. Let me just make sure when this sold. 22nd, because I was going away. So I missed about a full week of potential sales, you know, the holiday thing. Maybe I could have pumped up my sales a bit more, you know, but still $21.49. I don't think anything that I sold I had to return this month. So I think all the money that I got from eBay, I got to keep. But this was one of my bigger months of the year. And as you know, December is a big month for all of us in terms of sale. That's when we supposedly make our most money. And this was not really that big a deal. I mean, $2,000. Is that a lot of money to make? You know, to spend a lot of time like just selling stuff on eBay, and then you have to figure eBay fees would. If I made 2,000, eBay fees are at least, geez, I guess 400, right? Because 200 and 200, 400, and then throw in shipping fees too. But anyway, as you can see, there were some unusual items in there. Again, I sold a lot of perfumes, but it's not because perfumes sell really well. I probably have about maybe 400 or 500 perfumes list. I don't really know, but I have a lot of perfumes here. They just sell when they sell, you know. And the reason I'm selling so many perfumes is because I'm listing perfumes. But hopefully you've seen what I've listed. You've learned a little bit, you know, about how and why I sell things and how maybe you could sell things. And hopefully I'll have a better month next month, but I don't think I will. And I guess I'll end it on that note because I reopened my store a week into the month. So far my first sale, the only sale I've had so far this month, and it's already the 8th is the day I'm going to be posting this, 8th or 9th, $22. So, you know, that's not too impressive. Anyway, like I said, hope you learned stuff. Hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I'm going to end it here. Goodbye.